For nearly a decade, people said Nissan had lost it, that the Z badge was surviving on borrowed nostalgia, that real performance had moved on without it. Then, Nissan responded, with twin turbos, a proper manual gearbox, and a message loud enough to shake the enthusiast world. This is not a retro tribute. This is not a marketing exercise. This is the Nissan 400Z, and it might be the most important car Nissan has built in years. To understand why the 400Z matters, you have to understand what the Z name used to represent: disruption. The original 240Z embarrassed European sports cars by offering real performance at a fraction of the price. The 300ZX brought twin turbos and advanced tech into the 90s. The 350Z revived rear-wheel drive fun when everything was going soft. And the 370Z? Raw, aggressive, but stuck in time. By the late 2000s, the Z felt outdated. Same platform, same interior complaints, same jokes. Meanwhile, the world moved on. Toyota partnered with BMW. American muscle exploded in horsepower. Even hot hatches were embarrassing sports cars at stoplights. Nissan didn't need a hybrid experiment. They didn't need an EV badge. They needed a reset. And that's where the 400Z begins. Visually, it's a love letter done right. The front fascia echoes the original 240Z, simple, confident, unmistakable. The side profile keeps classic Z proportions. And the rear? Pure 300ZX energy, reimagined with modern LED aggression. This isn't nostalgia for the sake of nostalgia. It's Nissan reminding everyone where this bloodline started. But the real comeback story lives under the hood. The naturally aspirated VQ era is over. In its place sits the VR30D DTT, a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6, 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. That number isn't random. That's Nissan making a statement. Yes, it shares architecture with Infinity's Red Sport models, but here, it's tuned for a single purpose: driving engagement. Boost comes on hard, mid-range torque hits early, and the engine responds aggressively to tuning. And then Nissan did something rare. They kept the manual, a real 6-speed, clutch pedal included, short throws, mechanical connection. In a market obsessed with automatics, that choice alone makes the 400Z relevant. Performance lands exactly where it should. 0 to 60 happens in the low 4-second range under the right conditions. Quarter-mile times sit in the mid-12 seconds. Rear-wheel drive only. No AWD safety net. No artificial drama. Automatic models do offer launch control, but the manual rewards skill, not software. The chassis may trace its roots back to the 370Z, but the driving experience doesn't feel recycled. Revised suspension tuning, improved body rigidity, wider stance, and updated shock valving. The result is a car that feels planted, predictable, and mature, without losing edge. This is where Nissan got smart. They didn't chase Nürburgring lap records. They didn't drown the cabin in screens and gimmicks. They chased feel. Steering feedback matters. Throttle response matters. Weight transfer matters. Things modern performance cars are quietly forgetting. Then there's the trim enthusiasts actually care about. The 400Z performance. Bigger brakes, wider tires, mechanical limited slip differential, sport-tuned suspension. This isn't a cosmetic package. This is the version built to be driven hard. And the aftermarket noticed immediately. The VR30 responds fast to tuning. Simple ECU work unlocks serious gains. Bolt-ons push power past 450 horsepower comfortably. Upgraded turbos raise the ceiling dramatically. This engine was not built fragile. And that matters, because tuning culture is part of the Z's DNA. Here's where the 400Z truly earns its comeback status. It exists in a market that forgot about drivers. Cars got heavier, automatics took over, character faded. The 400Z pushes back. It's not the fastest on paper. It's not the most high-tech. It doesn't try to be everything. It tries to be fun. Against rivals, the contrast is clear. The Supra is brilliant, but clinical and shared. American muscle is powerful, but massive. European coupes are sharp, but expensive and complex. The 400Z sits in the middle, accessible, analog, boosted, rear-wheel drive, and unmistakably Nissan. Yes, there are flaws. Interior materials aren't luxury grade. Visibility could be better. Some tech feels intentionally simple, but none of that breaks the experience. Because the 400Z isn't chasing luxury buyers. It's chasing people who actually drive. More importantly, this car represents something bigger. It proves Nissan still remembers how to build an enthusiast car. It proves the brand hasn't abandoned its performance roots. It proves excitement doesn't require electrification. The 400Z doesn't exist to dominate headlines. It exists to rebuild trust. Trust in the Z badge. Trust in Nissan performance. Trust that driving still matters. And history suggests this is only the beginning. Special editions are inevitable. Higher output variants feel likely. Track focus trims are almost guaranteed, because when the foundation is right, evolution follows. The 400Z doesn't recreate the past. It reclaims relevance. A modern performance car built on old-school values. A turbocharged future with analog intent. And in a world obsessed with overcomplicated speed, that makes it dangerous. Not because it's the fastest, but because it reminds people why they fell in love with driving in the first place. So the real question isn't whether the 400Z is good enough. It's this. If this is Nissan's comeback, what happens next?